justice for no, any lawyers, any even other institution, be it the police and other things. It takes only the bold, and the bold ones are not enough. Do you have unkofo? So who say when a bold man now, when one obeka, obey bold, obey dinner, but omuyahi.
Okay.
Because if you make what diasam, I'm more mine. Na say at the end of it all, no, minimum busianda. I will think of my family first. I will think of my family first. But and was say, oh man, babiana was all doing of manifest.
Right. I'll say I'll drink on mine first. Now, we a political issue. NDC, NPP, James Jachikwesin. Oshe Abenwa. Obi obebe bia ewo ne Crawford deba. Looking at Attorney General, any Chief Justice. You bet me I can say NPP aban and eteso into omo power. Do you think say they are going to rule in favor of the NPP?
You see, there's this so what by your mampenyi? And now mampenya pow as na pam for. When you become a president, you are no more a political head. It is only a parliament, what do you call it? A flag bearer of a political party who is a head of a political party. But so what by a flag bearer, so what by the Oman so as president, you are no more head of your party, but head of Ghana. When you become a minister, an attorney general for that matter, you are not an attorney general for NPP or NDC, but for Ghana. So your duty, you have a duty to defend and to protect and to preserve the constitution of our land.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter whether president now are you, and I'm also you are coming from a political party, and all that you do have to, please your political party. No, you must at times take bold decisions. You must at times take bold decisions to the extent that even if it will affect your party and give credence or and help the country. Na se echire kwempo o party man kura be hu se na ye ni e mampanyin ya adwe no ye ne ye mampanyin ya adwe no sa na no so hu ne different nto ye ne sese ne edimfaso aba ende na ye na o wadwempa nti ebe ma eba sa it will make us start to think in a different direction. So we will think on political lines. On political lines. When it comes to national issues, we should deal with patriotism. We should go according to. But we shouldn't be thinking of what will help with the individual to the detriment of the state. And Anthony General, onye Anthony General for MPP, or yet Anthony General for Ghana. And in the other anytime behind the ASEM court, they said the state versus ABCD. The state versus ABCD. And not Honorable Dami versus ASEM. No, it is not His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo against who? No, it is the state. So I don't know what say you can say other ministers no. What Minister of Finance? Oh yeah, Juma in the name of Republic. Minister of Sports. It has to conform with our constitution. It has to conform with the laws governing that sector. nti sa wo ya na before aye o man we be kɔ enim no when we assume this offices we should begin to be thinking about the state first, number 41st, before our political colors.
Okay, mami fa we entwam kakra. Ye nanim say 50 last week Saturday eba no. Ye de to monim say kanea no. Ebe dundum kakra, ibenya power outages kakra ewo oman mu. Minim say mo share ne nso eman ya. Na week ye twam na week ye wo mu no kanea no. Mo amodo me mo be ehye ne nso ana say mo hu a kanea ne de dundum pa week mu. Na ECG Electricity Company of Ghana de krata aba bonten. De enti a kanea no edundundundum especially in Dra kanea no edum che pa. Na potokasem no krata wo de aba no the Electricity Company of Ghana apologizes to its terrorist customers and the general public who are currently experiencing power outages in various parts of the country. This is due to gas supply challenges emanating from a power failure at a Tuabo gas processing plant and a WAPCO technical challenge. As a result of the above, all Asogli Phase 1 units, Sen Power and Aska power plants have shut down, leading to a general shortage and a generational shortfall. The Ghana National Gas Company has assured that it will resolve the issue as soon as possible. Meanwhile, ECG expects power supply to be fully restored by 9 p.m. today. That is yesterday. It's in dry light ne dundum no. Ohwe Etuabo gas processing plant na omo enya challenges kakra wo ho. Enu nti na ema kanea dundum na enya no kwa as time goes on no dumso no ebeba pa nti no yesan etimu akire mu bio se dumso na beba no yebesere se obi anhye ne nso na obi no bo no o ya ade aye ne ntempa ya ye kwa adwuma Monday to Friday no yebeto ade a light wo ho yento ye niama ni na enguo eno sa wo sorry a na wo hye ya ye use fridge ne light ne ehun niama no niama onim se ebese ya na se anhwe anko ye ma wo no mpa ochew hyene nso na siesie wo ho eto enye sa na se omudum kanea obra onima ebe ha. Second release omode bae Operation Zero. ECG etremu se Tuesday ya edaye nim Tuesday ya edaye nim eba ya 11 July Tuesday edaye nim ekwapem 11 September Monday 11 September enso Monday inti fiti Tuesday edaye nim ya ekono ECG se woba beye operation bi a edin ne Operation Zero. Na se operation no wo bo anan akọ offices, institutions, schools, homes, meka homes a efie mu wo beba ho enti wo ba na odi wonka yemfa ne se odi wonka 1000 Ghana na 1000 Ghana no wetua mu 500 Ghana enimanim ya wo borua ofia akokoko wodu ho no won ma o dey say 2 days ye ma o 2 days betua o ehwo a omo gisika no anhwe ya waka che say me ni sika o me ho omomo so wo se code no I ready nti ehwo a wo be ma o code no na wa send sika no e de ama won na se Operation Zero na ECG eka no wo mo tremu se omo banso a woni omo security officers and forces ena eba ejiwa se won won be kun won be he a da bi handcuff no eno ane se wo de begu nsa na wakọ kyerɛkyerɛ wonsemu e de ama won eno achi mu amoye illegal connection mesrew muntie ha yi ECG se Operation Zero no so omo ba ana omo ba na wo hu se why illegal connection a won won e obi ka papa denti e na illegal connection why e wo fi eboni na na e kani na wo besoa e de egu so mo amu ni meters ana mo request for meters no wo ba nso a wo de bi ebema mo nti we krata ECG ede aba abonten a ye kenkan ebi ede ama wo yenko Food and Drugs Authority afa eno no woni nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ne di nkɔmɔ nti mɛbɔ no tɛwtɛw ede ama mo mo tai ekɔ Accra Ridge mo amokɔ eye Kanda yenuanom TV stations and radio stations no ma memfa won enye mfa to ho mo fa TV3 kwan no Onua FM kwan no GTV kwan no mo amotai nim ho no ekɔ Kanda bebia National Mosque no na tiozafi a yedi obekɔ no na millet no anase ebro ana esam na omode kwakoye tiozafi ama yen na yedi no highway no so na omo hata eye ebro no anase esam no na edie edi ntremu aba se mo amotai hata aduane a moton ewo abonten no mo hwe na munjai enye sa na wo kyere mo a emra no ene mu bedi ne nyonyo de tia wo kan sa ne se obi wo ha na oton Tom Brown obi wo ha oton tiozafi obi wo ha oton ebro ana oye benkuton opese ebro no den ewo enti na wase raba na odi aguso enim ha se na wase raba na odi aguso na ohata hunu se aduan na wo kwakoton ama obi edi no ekọ nipadua nim eyapomuden nsem na ye ka no eti ebro na odi agukwan tiozafi millet na odi agukwan se enwo no ka betwam wo ho inframa bebo obi betwam nipa betwam wo ho emmoa betwam nyama ni na amabobo so no yedin futuro enenam ka betwam a ede dust nipa betwam a ne nase ewo futuro emmoa enso ede wan obetum eno na wo kire mu se nyama ni na etoda bia mo hye no so ha ukoto wache na udia ubo se udia na wabo obum stone bi na osia abom udi tiozafi a na osia abo obum udi beans gobekra na osia abo obum ebi wo ho a enye beans ni sa kekew na wache ni kekew na mom no baabi a wokọ hata niama no na enye eti FDA Food and Drugs Authority se mo amotai hata aduane a moton ewa abonten no munyai enye saa na emra no esomumu a enemu ebedi eno se ensem a FDA ede aba ora kutuzim meba ho na ansa na no ayawa so Central Municipal Assembly MC a owo ayawa so Central ede krata aba abonten se ra resign. He has resigned. Na krata no o say resignation as MCE and a resignation as Municipal Chief Executive of Ayawaso Central Municipal Assembly. Enti no owura krata a ode ba abonten no eye ononyamfo Alhaji Muhammad Ababi Okwe ono na sesei wa resign as MCE ewo Ayawaso Central. Krata ni mo ode koma krata na ode koma o mampain o kire mu se ne health status no enye ne honam edokrodokro no na pomudin no enkonkan oyare enunti ena weja ne dwuma na ato as MC a onye bio na mibisa se ye won mpanyfo ewo omanmu a we know their health status me tie asem se nsentro for the pa asem nti enso ye kwakofa asem no na abeka amam Owura Ken Oforiata our finance minister ohwe na we all know say papa no oyare ye nim papa say papa no oyare ohwe nanim a wa nye obi na obeka a chew say oyare ayesa akwala abofra otwa nye obi na obeka a chew say okomeden wa ohwe abofra ni ma hu say okomeden me ka Ghana fo yaw emisa ata no de kwasi won kwasi emisa ata I think no a finance minister ono so health issues ya ye nyina nim your former president Ming Sign Kai Ghana for Yao. Professor Evans Atamios. These were people who had challenges with their health. Emisata Crampon and Yireno Ababontin Abekasi Otunifo. Say Anka ni Dibrano as finance minister no onjain to ho. Vice. Or no a vice. Yes. Mofanchem no a vice. There was one deputy finance minister being so na ne health and mirror finidin kakra. Nan kan di brand on down to her because when who say ni kunu no den or yare. Even Satame will say nan him say no so or yare kakra. MC or ayawa so say ne health status ni ntino o jan ni dibre at her. Na omampeyin hwe obi obetumi abo adwuma ti se ono ana onyino enti Alhaji Muhammad Ababio krata odi aba abonten ye ompenfu mebre wo manmu a yenim se omo yare. Let's call a spade a spade. Sikanti onjan na adwuma nto ho na still obo adwuma ontumi ye kra obeye. Ora Peter se ensem ya amanyo semia eya omoni edi no. What's your take on it? Because you say papa we obi wo ho yare nanso still ojina ne nan so uni say.
Okay, thank you very much, Minia. ASEM way tiawa say we obi na say unim say o was serious health issues. Na say aban ama odibre na edibre nso no it comes with stress. Na say o hwe sika na edem nim no so obegye a na say ebianka o te oba bi okọ na ebia otumi hwe ho ye na ebia nka obedi obenya 70 years 80 years na say obekọ akwakwaje post no na ebia sao 80 years obenya na atiaba from 60 years well lose 20 years aye wow no ojejirije. But to me no, I think on a serious note, I think it is our laws that lack certain guidelines when it comes to health issues. I don't know if there is any specific law that has to do, because when you are going for a soldier like this, you go for health. Oh,
Health screening.
Health screening, you be screen. So a police adwuma na ope, you be screen. Say a football na akwakobo, you be screen. Nti won say omo no e ma omo no e bo ma adwuma no. But when it comes to government appointees now there, then it's like I don't know if there's any law that stipulate that before you take up a position, you must go for a checkup, a health screening before you can come for that. If there's any law, then I think the law has to be enforced. If there's no any law, I think it will be better for Parliament to look at it, together with the executive, to look at it, so that we save people's lives. Because system no eka ho na ebinum ye den omofoso enye aban mpanifo nko a even yanka say individuals no kurampo no eto da bia ebinum wo health issues serious one ba onu obi obehwe no nti so wan kwamba ha obeye den nti waso ofoso ho obehu so obi sori no ho mfa no, but he has no option than to go to work, because one kwa nkwala no be suffer even rent obi ani obetwa rent amount nti waso ukọ. Nti I see say the same thing applies to government appointees. And I also ye Ghana handma, because of how your system netia no obi ohwo a ebia at the age of 50 na ekwan ya biama no ebia wasora was hustle saa wana bra bon mo no man kwaye, maybe at the age of 50 going no and a panya bie and you ma pick no by then no health issue. Also, so I was you have to leave a legacy. I was bibi do something before you die. And I'm so what's a health issue? Serious one. I want say what health issue serious one no. Won't mean die because when say I had then human idea no at least and all this year went me a single room. But and I'm say libre way idea no I had then a home pay no bet me at the single room I see her and the mammy force me who cry. And the bad they say many people bet mark I had genuinely I was like and I say I will send it say a buyer man position say kwafa dibre we na kwahwe enyuma yie aya na ye den say obi beka say oh me yale ebia mintimi enye dan enkofa sa dibre no ebi no even no kakura mpo a even though I genuine say ampa oh health issue but ebia aban nipa be feel say like you don't want to work and support him and a whole lot of things but say on the MC ni hu say no na pom de nya na say hu say be hana na say o de debre to you want nipa bebre with good health and good brains like him. I'll make my argument until I see say it's not something that that is bad because or no who say me my pom din nye na say some force ya be hamia. I think the resignation letter no in the right direction. But mum but a been so it shouldn't be like I don't want to believe like maybe there is something and he wants to take health issue as an excuse. I think if that happens,
let an abundant. That's what people are thinking. Say, or they can't be so.
So it now left onto the government and anyone who resigns and give reasons. I will plead that if any government appointee resigns and give reason, I think the government should do as much as possible to also investigate and find out what the reason that the person gives concerning the resignation, whether it's genuine or not. Because you don't just say, okay, if you say you can't work because you are sick, okay, then fine, I'll find somebody. There must be at least an investigation to ascertain the authenticity of his health issues that leads to his resignation.
Okay.
So that nobody can use health to run if he foresees something coming to his office. And I would also like that, just like I said earlier, the government, before they appoint you, it would have been prudent if the government also gets your health screen. Say, abana ema for health screen here who say na wapom din tie. Yes screen no na who say obetuma ya adwuma na tin ene so beboa aban abe cost because ebia ya yesa mawo na say the dibrain mawo ebia the time aban be hia no afedia na wo so oyale anasa afedia enye even parliamentarians e bi wo ho a yetimi the last time yakwa pass bills e wo say yatam obi wo ambulance mu e free hospital ba no abeye den no abe vote nti sa nyoma ni nyina no e wo say ye hwe so before you take up a position no aya na be good say you go for health screenings to know your health status and your strength because all why yale bia onim say yale we it doesn't go with stress. Why do you have to force yourself?
Right. LGBT insensem abeye dija ewo memu. Last week me kan say abrabo no o Mr. Peter bibi akwa say Sam George ukuje to ablakwa because omo kan sem na who say yes, you don't fear who, you don't fear anybody. Sam George LGBT we gine na mrashe bedwam o kan sem bi yenti or the strong one in Aquama Western world Europeans no yenti nsem na embra.
Because Mr. Speaker, like it is attributed to Robert Mugabe, if you put two men in a room and give them 12 months, to produce as an offspring, they cannot produce an offspring. And so, Mr. Speaker, we will continue to stand here. But let me use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to celebrate Mr. Speaker, who has been a stalwart and a bastion for this bill. But for Mr. Speaker, this bill would most likely have been killed. Mr. Speaker has stood his ground and ensured that this bill has come this far. And I want to use this opportunity with the support of my colleague members of parliament, since we all support this bill, to serve notice to the Western powers that we have taken judicial notice of what they have done to the Speaker of Uganda. After Uganda passed the bill, the sanctions on the Speaker of Uganda's parliament and on the sponsors of those bills, we will serve notice as well that if they replicate same with our Speaker and members of parliament, we will also take action against their business interest in our country, because they serve in this country and make money from here and take back home. They cannot hold us to ransom. And like has been asked on this floor, Mr. Speaker.
Ononyam for Sam George Jata Canadian or no Ningo Pram Mrashe Bigani na Nisemi our parliament house say LGBT say obia ni obia beda na oberema ni oberema beda everyday asemu ononyam for Esla Owusu Ekufu
Anomaa FM
ono so ordinanum nsema tugwa say mepamochew aha ne yenti aniye oye oba warefo oye bema warefo a styles na bedroso say sex position ne styles na adoso mo amunimbi na mom say bempreduasa mo anima obia obeda ho na oberma ana boyfriend ana ukuna wa warew onni bedi mpem agro afa wachi mepa wo me kam wachi a mo anima moto eho na wo wani je wo eyebeka say anal sex se oye oba na odi mpem agro efa wachi sebe woto mesrew wo se obi a obeye saa na wani behu bi no ubetumi a report no na ya be kire no
Anomaa FM
na sebe mpreduasa nyankopon enimde enti obo ni padua no se ye chi mi amete ha mechi o se memfan ye bibi wanka se oberema emfa ne bema embewra machi wo yo ba de bo wanim no sebe wanima o se fadwunso busumbia fabunsa misremu mu menstrual period no na meka ho ase moja no monima o se monfanwo ana monfanje moni anije no mahu de America ho asem no ena wachi na ode ma wo no woto no o se fatena ase na fa yiniama boni bi efi unipadua nim wanka se da ho na oberema emfa ni kwaku donso yi enwura ho mawo na ononyafo Esra Owusu ensema okan
Anomaa FM
yentie bi
Section 99 of Act 29, which has been observed more in the breach, is gender neutral. And so, for the avoidance of doubt and for the information of all Ghanaians, oral sex, anal sex, regardless of whether it is between man and woman, or woman and woman, is illegal under our law. So if there is anybody who is practicing oral sex or anal sex today on a man or a woman, please note that what you're doing is against the existing law of this country, because it is a natural carnal knowledge. And so I will urge any woman, any young girl who is being subjected to any such practice under the guise of heterosexual sex to know that what she is being asked to do is against our law.
Wahu enti rade nyankopon da obebade se oba ni mo ho na o se o de befa na achi mesrew enye bra kwesi wa hai Miss ono na me kondo no se me ne beda e obra e ma bebre enam do me kwan yi so se de nti na eslo usu nsem ye ti oni Murtala Muhammad e de buani o ye yaw ne de do so na ora Peter me ye sure se wati na emum no ye ma etiefo enti mrahye bedwam na wo ye ya wo ho ye nti na ye mbra.
The statement I remember I made several statements. But the statement I remember vividly I made, I said every single member in
Anomaa
this
FM
house must be allowed to debate on the issue. So we know the position of every single member of this house, those who are for it and those who are against it. I have made that statement. So if that is the statement you are asking me to withdraw, I humbly withdraw that statement.
Honorable. Me as a practitioner of LGBT, to the hearing of, I sat here and repeatedly heard Honorable Murtala refer to me as a practitioner of LGBT. To the hearing of everyone in this house, I sat here and repeatedly heard him shout at the top of his voice and refer to me as a practitioner of LGBTQ. And every single last one of you is behaving as if you didn't hear it. And if in response to that I say he is mad, it is only a madman who will refer to his colleague in this house as a practitioner of LGBTQ. When you haven't seen me
Anomaa
having
FM.
sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Honorable Minister.
When you haven't caught me having sexual intercourse with your wife or your daughter or your mother.
Maame no ni bufu papa o hwe video na o maame no ni bufu papa se Murtala ohun se me eslo wusu a me ye obey me ne wo yere ada me ne oba ada oba bawo ada ana me ne o maame owo oba wiase ada na ofra me se me ye lesbian ana me a practitioner of LGBT a nene sebe you are mad eno ne ye nanum nsem o oyeya Murtala se mad de se wabodam you are mad eti ora Peter nsem e course o mra hye bedwem efa LGBT ho no what bi wahu bi videos no wahwe bi
Anomaa FM
LGBT wankasa no hu ne sen.
Thank you very much. I think I said it here over and over and over again that we have to fight against this unhealthful, it is unhealthful, embarrassing, uncultured practices of so-called LGBTQ. I think it shouldn't have even been a topic of discussion because it is very disgusting. It's very disgusting to the fact that a man has to take his own man and you deem it as a right. Okay, but concerning what has happened in Parliament, I think first and foremost, I will take this opportunity to congratulate the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Alban Sumani Bagwin, for his wise leadership of Parliament. I think I will refer him to one of those wise men that went and visited Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, you see, it got to a time and he said, I'll give an opportunity to anyone who have anything against the bill to stand up.
Yes.
And lo and behold, the whole Parliament was, everybody was on his seat. Nobody stands up to say that I oppose it. So this tells you how both political divides in Parliament sees this thing not to conform with our social cultural and religious practices. Because when this matter came up, I think we have worries about comments made by the president and other things. And sometimes I keep asking myself, maybe they are in government and maybe they are seeing things that we are not seeing, or they know something that we don't know. And it is something that they cannot share with the public. That is why we have reached, we have people, that perception that some people are what? Defending this LGBTQ.
Yes. Parliament, the reason why Speaker Ebisa Asem nobody was able to stand up is they think, say, if you stand up, say, hey, oh dear, on penia, any udibreno, you be if you wanna vote and farm out.
No, you see, the question has exposed our parliamentarians on certain grounds. One, those who are lawyers. Those who are lawyers. It has exposed their cowardness. Why? Because as a lawyer, this whole thing has to do with human rights. Okay? It has to do with human rights. So as a lawyer, there must be something that maybe they know that, or it's maybe in the bill that may not be good when it comes to human rights, but they cannot stand up, because when they do, they are either they will either be branded as practitioners of this thing, or they will lose their seat. So they become cowards because of that. And again, this thing, I think this LGBTQ bill in Parliament, it is just going to serve the legal aspect of it. Even if the bill is being passed in Parliament, it is only going to serve the legal aspect of it. We, the citizens, have the mandate to crush this thing. Because when you look at the way these groups are pushing this thing, they are not pushing it by force. They are doing it by exhibitions and other things, orientation and other. It's orientation. So we have the duty to also orientate ourselves. So as a citizen, once the Parliament is working hard to pass the bill on this, we, the citizen, also hold the duty to start doing something to crush this thing. Because if we don't do that, and we will allow only Parliament to pass the bill will be passed, and we will not achieve anything meaningful. Because this thing, it's not going to be, when you don't do it, I'll beat you, and you say, I won't do it, beat me. It is orientation. Those LGBT community have put a lot of things in place. You understand? They, when you are caught up with them, they orientate and then change your thinking aspect, how you think about them. They will make you, they will orientate you, they will give you some certain orientation that will let you see their practices as, oh, na way they say nye boni, or the way they say na say me pet, or the say way they me body. For that matter, meanwhile, we, the citizens, all of us are coming from one way or the other, some certain religious backgrounds, certain social backgrounds, certain ethnic backgrounds that does not that doesn't condone or conform with this practice. So it is our duty to also put, that is why when you look at my sticker, I put something there that adolescent orientation. I have started my part. Adolescent orientation, because this LBG, it is not, they cannot catch me. This LGBT community cannot catch me in their trap. They can't catch you in their trap. Just like any other adult person, just a few that they will get. But their target is not us. Their target is those who are approaching from 10 years and above. That is their target.
The question is, how best can we see say obi because I stand to be corrected. Last year, who say last 2 years, last year, Kwabenya Ashoman, or more eton dem bimu concerning say ni na LGBT. Only back now rented down no thinking say office say na sem. Until better than one who say aha.
Look, there's nothing beneath this that is secret. Adia bi obeya bia ebe daddy. What I say? And I'm say bill we our parliament no. It is only there to serve the legal aspect of it. It cannot fight this LGBTQ to any meaningful level. The only way we can succeed in fighting this LGBTQ is for us, the citizens, to start up orientation programs. We have to revive our cultural practices, some of our cultural values and other things. We have to revive them. Like we have festivals where we exhibit certain cultural values and other things. We have our in the olden days, near one you may be or a friend Anansi story, where in the evening the boys sat outside with the elders, the male elders, and then the children, the girls also sat inside with their grandmothers and mothers, where they have been telling stories about certain things when you do in life. So we have grown up with this certain values, cultural values and practices. So the LGBT community cannot get us. But with the few that they will get, is going to be based on monetary.
Yeah.
You understand?
That is why.
Because there are some people, because of unemployment, that is unemployment. So if we have to achieve this fight, we should be looking at our unemployment situation in the country. We have to work, our leaders, regardless of whoever is in power, should take unemployment situation very serious to make sure that they address the unemployment. And one thing, when they talk about unemployment, it's not about jobs that cannot sustain a human being. That's not what we mean by employment. Because when you employ me and you are paying me 1,000 Ghana cedis, so my bill, my light bill per month is 150 Ghana cedis. My daily food per day will cost me 100 Ghana cedis. How am I going to survive with 1,000 Ghana per month? So it is not only about giving jobs to the youth, but jobs that can survive, the youth can survive in. If our leadership wants us to win the war on this LGBTQ, they should be looking at giving the youth a befitting jobs that they can survive in, so that nobody can come and lure them with money.
Right.
Because when you look at those engaged in LGBTQ practices, it is nothing but for monetary gains.
Because
you understand?
On social media, I've been following some sites and
again
apps which just say only one I interview my gays, you know, any lesbians ni be cry say ampa scan the omunya a day ska omunya omunya.
Yes. And again, once we are fighting in that angle, and then the bill being passed in Parliament will also serve the legal aspects of it. Whoever is being caught, the law will deal with you. And then our children too, we should be giving them moral orientations.
Okay.
So look, before this is the implication. So we are this is also your cultural belief. Yeah, that no mum say, man, ye we no, oh yeah, na ye say. Now I'm manipulating onto to akwala for saadi kono. So see, no teacher for lose the battle of instilling morality in our children because a corporal punishment has been taken away. A teacher can no more whip a child in school. So the child does what he or she wants. So teachers have lost the fight. So society is in the verge of losing the fight because if you go out and you see a child doing certain things, you cannot whip that child because when you immediately whip that child, the mother or the father will come after you. But in the olden days, when I go out and I see a child doing something that is not right, I have the right to even beat that child. That stop it. If the child doesn't stop, I whip the child to stop it. So by doing that, we are instilling this cultural and social values in them.
Okay.
Now the only institution left that we are now looking up for this social and cultural values is our what do we call it? Our churches and the mosques. And when you look at the problem they are also facing, because Christianity is emanated from the whites. So with this, there are certain things that also impede the fight on that. Okay. You understand? Just like there was one MP who made this argument in Parliament that why is it that the white men cannot allow us to do our things in our own way? Why is it that they cannot go to Saudi Arabia and tell them that they should do that?
Mubarak.
Yes.
Mubarak.
Why is it that they can't go to Saudi Arabia and tell them that even in Saudi Arabia, what is more barbaric than to kill a human being for something done? So Saudi Arabia na say oba yesi cover wonim. No one cover wonim. Yesi Obama and Bojoma no Bojoma ya chiwa. Everybody will stone you. Sharia law. Everybody will stone you to death and they will stone you. Is that what is more barbaric than why is it that the white men cannot go and tell them that stop killing people for this thing? And African but and you see, once I agree with the MP for making this statement, I also blame our leaders for this thing that the white men are taking us for granted. Because always we allowed ourselves for them to use us. Okay? Because when we get the opportunity, we misuse it. Yakwaya nyeske, nti ya nyeske no ebia yakwaji loan. Yesi ya the baba yem puntu adwuma. Say ebe ye puntu adwuma na ma etumenfo na benefit. Se na ebe ya san ko mo ho no, ye giba na ya sey no. Ebi o ho a anya say minister dey bi o madu. So obeba na say ebia MPP na wa aba no wakwaji loan aba. What start program we say. Okay. What start program we say. Say emimi NDC ni mbe support say program we are good. Ono so mbra na nyina trase na ka say program we obaba ye na good. Ye nyina fa ye ho enta na ye na benefit yin. Onu ye na we say. Onu ye na we say onu so na we abuagu. Na the long run na we so asa akohon. So what are we doing? So in a summary, for us to fight this LGBTQ bill, we should be looking at our own implement. We must fight it one.
Okay.
The bill serves as just a legal aspect. We must start moral orientation for our children.
Right. What will be the fate of our economy? Enokram bisa chairman. If LGBT yanja ntuma, isika sem ye bibia ye nyawa moneni ye be den akon.
You see? Abrofono. Almost started there. Anya say eneu. Before I be broni adibaba how or so of no. It started way back. Omo merenji they have done what? They have changed our appetite. Oh, abrofuna as a appetite. Omo sa ya appetite for luxury. To see no bia so person otoka. Anya ye duani ye bedi biumo. Anka ye duani anka Ghana hayam bre obia banya insufficient adi. obetuma anya dan atenam obetuma ye bi atenam but say na anya ye nia ebedi na say ye hwe and na ye the very dangerous aspect of it no
okay
and a dangerous aspect of it but say economy na say empire so ye gitum say sa brofo no sa mo so mo maya hwe a na say with genuinity your leaders no so ba yi mo yam e ka say yes we are fighting this battle along with our citizens samusimu maya mo fire so be ne be na hwe yetinam fo no we will survive. I'm telling you, Thomas Sankara has done it in Burkina Faso. Why can't we also do it in Ghana? Because when Thomas Sankara was president in Burkina Faso, they started with their own attack. Nobody import a broniwa from Amononi Deba, Burkina Faso. They started with this short Batakali. They started, what do you call it? Government farmlands. Na adwani ba until in a very shortest possible time, no. Na Burkina Faso in terms of feeding, they were almost self-sufficient. They can have to eat and other things in abundance. They have food in abundance. And Thomas Sankara was able to raise their in percentage their in education. Because Nipana Abuko school at the rate at which people go to school, no, na rate na akosro. How did he do it? How did our own Kwame Nkrumah did it? And other leaders. Why can't we do it today?
Yes, it is.
Why can't we do it? So we must, when we are approaching certain things in government, we should approach it with a citizenship mind. We shouldn't approach any program in this country with political mind. When you approach it in political mind, you will fail. But when you approach it in a citizenship mind, you will succeed. Every citizen will come in on board, and then we will succeed.
Honorable, your time no, I be. It's your last words. Your last words.
Thank you. My last word is to say, LGBTQ.
Boko.
I am kwasi asem.
Where he ti boko. Say I no be anwa opese ojitum.
I am kwasi asem yambongu.
Ye pass bill no crash still. Nkrofo be hye sumase aye.
And na me say ye beji ekunimdia wade we ma. Was say ya obia say me no ya ho toya. Me ye. Obi o ho a adan na be ma bakwa yini to say wo dia say ada wo dia aduani bia achi wo yem na say wo kwa toilet na say ye dia hwe say na obre how much more say obi kwati ba sore de na odi wura mama.
Okay, honorable.
You can imagine the pain.
Okay.
So by you endure the pain is because you have no option. You want to drive a car, you want a house for your family,
right?
So if
honorable member ensem ya okay obobo what's ya twemaje yemre na ebe but what's ya twemaje akosi baby the teaching aspect now also teachers no lose morals by educating the children because of corporal punishment any corporate punishment na say enkoso ho no yemfa ne say enkola omaba no 4-5 years to 10 years oni obema edi agro school ma so the one say teacher no to me stop won na omone mma na kodi agro omone mma na kodi agro a eho na nsahyehe ase no ana se omofefe omo no ebe no so be ka de afa ho.
That's what I'm, you see, a teacher has what it takes to take care of children. And a teacher any very good teacher is a very good observant. When I was in secondary school, we had a headmistress whose name was Madam Katumi. I bet you there's nothing you can do in Navrongo Secondary School
that you not see.
That this it will surprise you. The following morning you will be called at the administration. And when you go there, you will be wondering, how come this woman got to know that I was doing this? You understand? And this discipline was very strict. Say the fact Gamambo, if you are quite only Bema Bina Muye or Saku straight. Now it was straight sack. Say a chunu Bema Mudim Honkramponu. Yes, Saku straight. So Tia Yene Yabekate, Yebe Mount. Caution. So more caution. The next thing you are going home. Until now the discipline was very much and to no play steady. Because now entertainment now there. Obet rush out uniform no na mo back as by you abi. even most of the boys now mo ye womanizer te bi kura to me friend no o friend o dan ho na o hu say madam na pa no okọ America no okọ baba there no. And the woman was very magic to the extent that he knows over 1,500 students at the school. She knows everybody. I was surprised because even if you run the following day, she will call you. How did he even get to know that this is my name? You will call you that come to administration, and when you get there yesterday, you did this or that.
Okay.
You see.
All right.
And because of that, this kind of thing, every parent is always proud because every parent. Will be ashamed if they say oba kwa yese ebe ya nimguase amount oso no eba sa oso na ama o enigye won pese oba nso eba ka se oba na okronfo na yapam no school amanaba oba na okwa pe mema wo school ama yapam na amanaba fie wohu baro ma ya say yan yi sa corporal punishment ni sa nyoma nyina emaziti ankola no omu everything daja they behave. And this what do you call it, this social media too wohu but instead of say you be pekwan bia you be orientation na you more or more are using in a more judicial manner na ya nyamfa so afrim no na ya jam we don't even control our content because this time na kan ya digitalization ni sa nyam na ya de ba no there should be a guidance that even you cannot even post a pornographic materials just like that unless even if you want to watch a pornographic materials your age and everything must be entered so that they find out that you are indeed up to age. There must be a verification before you can watch this kind of thing.
That's what is happening in Egypt.
You understand?
But
even in Facebook like this, you see them posting a pornography and other things.
Yemre no ayebe yebeda se ne I say ye didi mre ni ma mo fa nche yen aha eye Anomaa FM always in the air de bia mo jebre etie yen ye da munyina ase asem aba dwumadie ena ye de beso midin ede nana ya APEADU meni ora Peter Kutuzim domi Anglican number 4 ena ehwehwe nkomo no aseda hanso nkoma me production team no bra kwesi ena ode me call YouTube ni Facebook live uchinchima afidie no efruma edema yen ene LGBT asin not court ho sensem ena yedi ho abobo caution from ECG any FDA so yede munsem enyina ede mamo eti ene sedia misi eka no yemre no enya ayebe 15 minutes past the hour 12 yeda masise munyamre na mutie ASEM ABA dwumadie no catch us same time next week Saturday exactly 10 a.m. na yemfa political show embesomo nsema nkrofo entumi nka no wontumi embuye so yebuye so ewo Anomaa FM ede emamo yeda mase bye bye.
Are we serious, Africa? Are we serious?